everyone, welcome to this episode, fifth episode of Chit Chat. And today, of course, I have another guest with me, and this time it is Raghunath, who is back after a long time and in the first time in Chit Chat, and after a long time after options talk. So, of course, he'll talk about something else. Before that, let me go straight to the charts, and let's see what the charts have done over the last 1 week. Yeah, so this is the intraday Nifty future chart, which has broken out. You can see there was a so everything was, in fact, it was range bound for the last many weeks, and it has broken out. So as long as it is above 15,700, 15,750, the uptrend is intact. On a EOD basis, this series of columns continues, but now it has given a double top buy, and that is above the moving average. That double top buy again got, of course, this is I think the third time it has happened after a series of double bottom sales, double top buys, and that has happened at above 15,886 now. So as long as, of course, the double bottom sale is quite lower for this, it is 15,680, and the moving average is 15,770. So as long as it is closing above 15,770, there should not be any problem, because why I'm saying below is there are some things which I've seen on the option charts that it's not completely bullish right now. So of course I'll come to those charts. And at the same time, US market closed quite weak yesterday, almost at the lows. I think I have not seen it, but that's what I understand. So we might open with a gap down, if at all. The futures are also like that on Monday morning. I mean the US futures. So coming to the Bank Nifty intraday ratio chart. I have been talking about this. This is in a bullish trend, but it is not, does not have momentum. It just gives, in fact, I mentioned it last time also, I think. It just gives one anchor column, and then that's all. Then it goes to sleep. So again, the same thing has happened. So it will be interesting to see what happens Monday onwards, because it is now at the moving average and has already given a double bottom sell. If it continues lower, that will be interesting. So you'll have to keep a watch on which is stronger or weaker amongst the two after Monday morning, let's say after half an hour or 1 hour, because that will decide the trend for the next couple of days at least. Coming to this Bank Nifty chart, which is the spot chart on a daily basis, extremely sideways. Though it went above that 35,810 high, which was here, which was the previous resistance, it went on a couple of times yesterday, but again it has closed below that. So we need a decisive close above, let's say, 36,000 for a good bull run in the bank Nifty. And then, of course, here you have this 36,500. This is the resistance which was a bearish day. So above 36,000, you if it sustains above 36,000, 36,400, 36,500 is the next resistance. But what about on the lower side? So let me see the futures chart. So this is a new feature which you can see on the left hand side, the volume profile. Of course, we will be coming out with a video maybe hopefully this week or very soon about how to interpret this. But as you can see here, there's a huge volume bar, and that is near 35,000, then 35,400. So what it means is, even on any dip, as long as it is above 35, right now, of course, it is 35,800. So 35,400 is quite low. But this is a support which this low is again 35,500. So 35,400, 35,500 on the futures. Even if there is a gap down, that might act as a support. But right now, on an hourly chart, it is not appearing bullish. You can see yesterday's morning first hour, and then it was continuously making lower lows. So if it breaks this support, which is 35,700, then we might see 35,400, and that might give support. So that is something which needs to be watched out. Coming to two stocks which can be promising this week. One is Reliance, one is ITC. Yes, ITC. Don't laugh. It has shown some bullishness this week, and the reason can be anything. For me, the reason is ITC results are on the 24th, which is I think the weekend, and of course before that we have a holiday on 21st. But typically, most of the stocks, I would say 90 to 95% of the stocks. In fact, we had covered this in one of the option stocks. I think the second last one or the last one. How you can how the IV rises, And in that case, the stock, most of the time the stock rallies before the result, and there you can get a good options trade. I also tweeted the Reliance backtest of the last 28 quarters, how it was a winning trade for, I think, 67% of the time. So 67% of the time, the Reliance at the money call 8 days before the result day and exit 1 day before the results day wins 67% of the time. So of course you can see my tweet for the other statistics, how much gain and all that. And it has shown a bullish pattern yesterday. And this is the volume profile. Of course, volume profile helps on the option chart also. So the high here is, I think, 56 or so. So if it goes above 56, it can straight away go to 80, and then again the resistance is near around 85, and above 90 it can go to, who knows, much higher. So of course all this depends on the what happens from Monday onwards. Again, Reliance has some news about Just Dial acquisition and all that, and more importantly, results on 23rd. So that is what is we should be looking at. What will happen after the results, I don't know, but till the results, based on 67% results, 67% winning rate, this should be a good trade to track and even trade. The other stock which I was talking about is ITC. Now this is the 205 call, which is slightly at the money. The more important thing here is it has given an anchor column here, which is on the 15th July. So whenever you see an anchor column, it has given a follow through also. So this, of course, this anchor column gets negated only below 2.9, which is the low. In fact, the low of this column of O is 2.8. So right now this call is 4.95. This pattern gets negated only below 2.8. But if it goes above Friday's high, which is 6.1 or so, after that it can possibly give a good run. So keep a watch on this Reliance 2100 call and ITC 205 call. So that's all from my side, Raghunath. Today we have Raghunath with us. He'll be talking about the dynamics of put call, which is a new feature in Opstra, and he has introduced it just last week. So he'll be explaining how to interpret it and how to use it for trading. So any questions, Raghunath, or should I hand it over to you?
This Reliance chart looks interesting,
Yeah.
and yeah, usually most the observation is that most stocks rally just before the results, like in
Right.
anticipation of that there are going to be good results, and people usually buy call options and they buy futures and in the cash. So usually the stock rallies before the results are out, and I
Yeah.
think that's what Reliance reflects. And also the backtest shows that there is a 67% win rate, and you have the support of the option charts also. So in a way, I
Yes.
think it could be a decent trade if it works out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And in fact,
And
one thing which I always tell people that backtest did not have any options chart, any options data. It was just on the
yeah,
basis of with a stop loss of 50%, I think, right, something like that. So here we have the benefit of having the levels of the options where you can get out. So your win rate will increase. That is what my
yeah.
view is.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll make
And
you a presenter now.
okay.
Anything else?
That's it. So glad to be back, AP, on with you.
Yeah.
Uh, so recently we introduced a new feature. This called put call open interest dynamics. So you can get it under open interest menu. Of course, this is a pro only feature. So the idea behind this feature is that many people wanted to have some kind of intraday kind of open interest information where they could do some kind of intraday trading using the open interest information. And that is the reason we many people have requested that to have this kind of feature where they can use it in intraday trading. The idea is very simple. There is nothing complex. Basically, what we are doing. So I'll just show an example. So this is Nifty. In this app, you can see in the Nifty, and then you have to select the expiry. So you have different weekly and monthly expiries. So usually, if somebody wants to do intraday trading using this kind of information, then we can go with a weekly expiry. And then here we choose all strikes. All strikes in the sense that we are combining the open interest of all the strikes. Put options separately, call options separately. And then we use the combination of those put options as well as call options and see how they are behaving and how you can use that in trading. And then we have something called historical. It's basically nothing but we can look at this particular expiry in the last few days, how they have behaved and how the market has behaved with respect to the behavior of put and call open interest. And that is why we call it as put call open interest dynamics. So now we'll look at some
1 minute,
examples.
Raghunath, I didn't understand what is this historical.
So historical is nothing but, for example, so by default, when we add this add PECOI, it adds the latest. Latest means the last available date. So in this case, it is on 16th July, right? So for example, I added the this for 22nd July, the latest,
Yeah.
which means it will show me for the last available date. So in this case, it will be 16th July. So this is the
Okay.
put call open interest information for 22nd July expiry for Nifty on 17th July or 16th July. So that is the default. Okay. But if you go to
Okay.
historical, you can go back in time. For example, I can go back to, so 17th is the latest, which is Saturday. So there will be nothing there. So now if I want to go historical, then for example, I can choose 15th July. So what has happened for this expiry with Nifty on 15th July? So I can add that expiry. And then I can go back to 14th July. Like that.
Okay, so basically the chart which is shown is only for 1 day. Is that what you mean?
Yes, only for 1 day, because the aim.
And so if I select 15, so it will show me 2 days.
No, it will show only on 15th. Because
Okay.
the yeah. So because the aim is not positional, but more for intraday kind of analysis.
Okay, got it.
So we are only going to show only for that particular day. We
So
are not going to
basically,
show.
does historical mean it is useful only for some kind of back testing or something? Visual?
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So that is the idea, that how the market has behaved with respect to
Right.
the open interest. So you could, like, observe these things, go back in time and see, like, what is working in the market, what is not working, whether is it a lagging indicator or leading indicator, or a study, some kind of that. So we can look at different things and come to an understanding that how, based on your own understanding or based on overall understanding from others, how this is behaving and how you can use in the trading.
So this is
So
basically options of 22nd July expiry, how they behaved on 14th July, right?
yes, 14th, 15th, or the
So
latest one.
if I want to see 15th July expiry, that is not available.
So right now it is not available, but only
Okay.
for the purpose of the this thing demonstration. I actually put 15th July one.
Okay.
So because I wanted to show how it has behaved on expiry, for example.
Yeah.
That's the reason I wanted to have also 15 July.
Yeah.
But ideally it is not available. But I mean, that can be included. Like, if somebody wants to, go and backtest even previous expiries, maybe we can add that as well as a feature.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it will be, I mean, the list will be huge. That's the only issue.
I know. Yeah. Right.
The data is there, so it's possible to include those things. Maybe we can include at least the last 5 expiries. Maybe
Yeah. Something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So
Go ahead.
let's look at the very basic stuff. So now we added the latest this thing PECOA, that is the default. So here you can see the latest date is 16th July, right? Which is Friday. Now let's look at the chart. What all is there in the chart? So here we are plotting in this the overall open interest of put strikes separately and call strikes separately. The put strikes are in red and call strikes are in green. Okay, and the blue area that you are seeing is the underlying, which is in this case is Nifty.
Nifty
Okay,
futures.
Nifty futures, yes. And then what we have is a purple line here. You can see this is called PE minus CE. PE minus CE is nothing but the we are subtracting the call open interest from put open interest, overall open interest, and that difference is PE minus CE. And here instead of showing the plain difference between put and call open interest, what we are doing here is we are showing it as a percentage of the
Okay.
initial value, the PECE of the initial value. So initially it will always be 0. And then from there onwards, we are showing the percentage change from that point of time, okay, of the initial value. So that you will see this difference, whatever difference is there, you will see it's in more dynamic fashion. If you have shown only the absolute value, then it would have been very flat. It will be
Right.
like something like this, very flat. So you will not see that differences very clearly between these two open interest. So that is the reason we use this as a percentage. So you have very dynamic open interest. Now, so that is P minus C. Now by default, we have not enabled the PCR. So if you want to also see put call open interest, okay, of this, so you're simply dividing put open interest by call open interest.
Yeah.
And then you get this put call uh, ratio. So you
Just
can
one
use
thing.
all this.
By you just switched on PCR at the bottom. This thing where you clicked
Yeah.
on PCR. So is it possible to hide? Let's say I want to hide put and call separate. I just want the PE minus CE. I don't want
Yeah, you
call
can
and
do.
put separately.
You can do
Okay.
that.
Okay.
So you can only just look at PCR only.
Yeah. Yeah. No, only PE
In-
minus C. I think that itself will be good enough.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So you can, I mean, you can observe this and see what is happening.
Yeah.
And yeah. So these are all possibilities are there. So you can hide and look at only particular things and hide particular things. That is possible. So for demonstration purpose, I'm going to switch on everything.
Yeah.
And
And
then
this is the what is the time frame?
the time frame is by default is 3 minutes, and we are not giving any choice here, like 5 minutes or 10 minutes or something. By default is 3 minutes because the exchange gives this open interest information only every 3 minutes.
Right.
So there is no point in showing 1 minute data because
Right.
for 3 minutes the open interest doesn't change.
Yeah.
So we have used only 3 minutes as a time frame because it changes only every 3 minutes. And it auto refreshes, so you just open this and leave it, and it auto updates every 3 minutes.
Auto refresh.
You don't have to do anything. And then we have another tab called put call change in open interest. Okay, so it's pretty
Yeah.
similar to what you have seen in the total open interest, but here we are seeing call change in open interest. Now, why it is important is because you can see much more clearly what is happening in the market, like who is trying to dominate the market. Sometimes in overall open interest, you may not know clearly sometimes. For example, here you are thinking that on that particular day that this put open interest is dominating, right? When you're looking at overall OI, because this might
Yeah.
be carried over from the previous day as well. This
Right.
information. So you will not have that total information as in who is dominating at that particular time. But this change in open interest will clearly show whether the put writers are dominating or the call writers are dominating. So here your analysis is always from the perspective of put writer, the option writers. Okay.
Yeah.
So we will understand like who is dominating, whether put writers or call writers. So if the put writers are dominating, then the market is bullish. And if the call writers are dominating, then market is kind of bearish. And if
In
nobody
fact,
is dominating, it is sideways. Yeah,
if I see the chart yesterday for intraday,
yeah.
right after the morning opening, let's say in half an hour, the call change green line went up quite steeply, and that
Yeah,
was
actually
quite
both
clear
of
that.
them went up.
Sorry.
Both of them went up in the early period.
Yes, and after
Both
half
of-
an hour, call started
yes,
dominating,
yes, exactly.
and then Nifty came down. Okay, that is a very good way of interpreting. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So if they're like, if they're going together like this, there is not much divergence, which
Right.
means not much is happening in the market or is not going to happen. But once they start diverging like this, then you can think that, that something might happen there, that the call writers are dominating. And so you can kind of, let's say you can buy a put or you can short a call, something like that.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, this because when they're doing like this, we don't know for how long they can be, in the same boat. So maybe at this point of time, shorting a call might be better than buying a put
Right.
because you will gain the theta because you're going to do anyways. And that's the reason that we are going to show day by day is because the focus is more on intraday.
Correct.
So on intraday basis, you can sell a put because anyways you're going to cover at the end of the day. So there is no overnight risk for if you're going to short a call if you're going to take a bearish view, for example. So
In fact,
as you
I
can
think the
see,
purple line itself is just 1 minute. This purple line itself is very clear that the market was going down, and I think around 2 o'clock or 2:10 it bottomed out. Of course, you can't pinpoint that it has bottomed out, but then
yeah,
within the next 10-15 minutes, that you know that market is going up, right?
yes, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So now as you can see that from this on this basis, you could do with options like on the intraday basis, right? You could do either buy options to trade these signals, or you can sell options to trade these signals. So
Right.
maybe it is better to sell option here, and of obviously this is not for everybody. It's for those who understands the how the selling is happening and how your gain from theta if the market is not moving much, and then if there is sudden change, then you should be able to exit quickly. So either you could use the trailing stop loss or you can use the absolute stop loss. And when you sell a option, it's very important to have a stop loss if you are going to either buy option or sell
Yeah.
option. And that is
In
why
fact, this
this
will be
has to be,
uh, quite
yeah,
interesting to see when we have a big move, let's say a decline maybe for the first couple of hours and then a big rise. So on that day, of
yes,
course, we don't have it. We didn't have it yesterday, but as and when it happens, it will be interesting to see how this shapes up.
Yes, exactly. Because sometimes you'll also get a directional move in the early 30 minutes itself. You will know what is happening,
Yeah.
and I'll show some examples there.
Yeah.
So as you can see here now, if you would have sold a call option, for example, when they were diverging here, right, somewhere here, then it's fine. I mean, nothing is happening. You could have gained from the theta, this thing, theta decay, for example. And if you would have bought a call option, or sorry, if you would have bought a put option, then perhaps you would have lost from the theta gain because it has been sideways for the most part of the time. So that's how you have to read these signals, like what is happening in the market, and accordingly you trade your options. Okay. Now let's look at 15 July expiry. So on 15 July, we can directly go to expiry date. So for that, now we have to go to historical. Okay, one more thing I wanted to show us a bank nifty one. So in the
Yeah.
bank nifty on 22nd July, right? I'll just add that one. On the get go, if you look at the data here, on the get go, they started diverging from the initial period itself. Now, this is a good indication that you should either buy a put option or sell a call option
Right.
at the early time itself. So if you buy, for example, sold a call option, right? So you would have stayed in this till the end of the day,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. In
Even
fact,
with the
this is quite revealing. If you see, the
yeah,
purple line in Nifty did go up in the last 1 hour,
yeah,
but Bank Nifty has not gone up at all.
yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So if you want to benefit from the sideways, then you have to sell option. And if you want to if you are waiting for a big directional move, you can just buy a option,
Yeah.
like a put option, for example.
Right.
So if you, yeah, in the early time points when they started diverging, maybe somewhere here, then you could have bought a put option, for example, here,
Yeah.
35,930, and you would have wait till this thing. Maybe you could have got, yeah, 100 points or something like that. So you never know what will
In
happen.
fact, you can even on this basis you can trade futures itself. Why not? Isn't it?
Yeah, you can do future also, no problem.
Yeah.
But it's important. It's important that you have to keep this only for intraday
Yeah. Yeah.
because we cannot carry over this to next day because there can be risks. We don't know what will be
Right.
the risk.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
how
if
it
you
will
want to carry,
change.
it can be based on some other study, not this study.
Exactly, exactly. If you have, for example, on a long time frame, on maybe on daily or hourly, and there you have a bearish signal, and
Yeah.
this also indicates the same, then you can carry, right?
Right. Yeah.
So something you can think about that. But if you don't want to take any risk, you just want to use this only for intraday trading. But this has been a big request for from the users that we don't have intraday trading, how to use.
Yeah.
We want to do intraday trading. And after weekly options, this has been a big demand on how to do this kind of
Yeah.
trading. So now you know that how you can use this information to trade.
Right.
Now keep just stop loss in your system and then just use this information. So if this is
Yeah.
going down, you just simply sell a call option or buy a put option and put a stop loss. And then later you can follow it up with a trailing stop loss or you just leave it like that. If it hits
Right.
stop loss, it hits. That's it. And if it doesn't, then you get a directional movement and you gain from that. So that's how you can benefit from this information. And let's look at this 15 July expiry, for example. People who also want to do trading on expiry date. So let's look
Yeah.
at on 15 July what has happened. So I'm just going to remove all these things. Okay. So simply add. So historical you have asked. So on 15th July expiry, and on 15th July what has happened on that particular day. So we're taking all strikes. So
Yeah.
now here you can see if you go to put call change in open interest. So in the initial time point, okay, the puts have dominated, but not much. There is not much divergence there. But
Right.
at later after 9:30, 9:45 or so, they started diverging. And at this point of time, put starts dominating. So imagine here that you buy a call option here because the put writers are dominating, right? So you buy a
Yeah.
call option. Sorry, you buy a yes, call option or
Follow.
short a put option. You
Right.
could do any one of them and then just leave it. You put a stop loss and then leave it. And then what would have happened? The market has went up. So your call option would have benefited. Your short put option would have been benefited. And then market came down, went up, and throughout that time, the puts have dominated. And then it
Yeah.
started merging together again. So this is an
Mhm.
indicator to exit your put option here, right?
And reverse the trade.
No reversing here. Here because they're still together. So
Okay.
unless the call
Acha.
option
Okay.
is going up above the
Yeah. Yeah.
put OI, we are not going to do that reverse. So here we
In
exit
fact,
our trade.
that gives me an idea. Since I have not observed this much, it's just a wild thought. When they are
Yeah.
going together, it might be a
Yes.
good straddle shot.
Yeah. You could do that also.
Yeah.
That's also a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in intraday also you can do that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. For intraday. Yeah.
Yeah. So as you can see
So
now, how you can.
when they are diverging, trade directional. When they are not diverging, trade non-directional. As simple as that.
Yes, exactly. So instead of
Okay.
put call, I would say that this put call change in OI will give you more information on
Right.
exactly, and you can actually use this in conjunction with uh, with open interest. For example, you have open interest. You know what is happening here. So where this buildup is happening. For example, I'm saying that the call writers, the put writers have dominated. So where exactly are they dominating? Are they dominating at the money, or they're also dominating out of the money? So that
Yeah.
information you can use, okay, and this information you can use in combination of those two things. You can exactly know what to do, either buy a
Right.
option or sell an option, or as you said, you can also do straddle, or you can also even do a strangle if you want.
Yeah. Of course. This is
And
interesting.
let's
I'll
then,
observe it over the next 1 week.
yeah. So this is not something we are suggesting or do something. So you also observe on your own, and then
Yeah.
you have your own thoughts on this. And yeah, that's one thing. And then maybe we can also add one moving average on this PEC also, if somebody wants to use that information. But on by own itself, this information is very good enough, if you ask
Yeah.
me,
Yeah. Good enough.
right? So that's how you use this information to trade your this thing. And let's see few more charts I want to see. For
One
example,
logical question: does it work on stocks?
so okay, for now we are not doing with the stocks. because I wanted to do some more study before,
Yeah.
whether is it feasible to release on stocks. For example, from the point of liquidity, for example, that's a big issue.
Oh, yeah.
So that is one thing. So we need to study a little bit more whether it's feasible on stocks or not. Maybe we can try with large caps, for example, Reliance or those
Yeah, the
things, top
top
stocks.
10, 15 stocks. Yeah.
Yeah. So that could be very revealing uh, on how to use that on stocks as well. So I'm working on
Oh,
that, and
okay.
that is possibility. That is a possibility to introduce stocks as well, because I feel that there also there's a potential, at least in the highly liquid FNO stocks.
Yes.
And Bank Nifty, let's also I showed this in Bank Nifty actually. So let's look at Nifty. What is happening on 15 July? So on the 15 July, if you look at see the difference AP. The 15
Yeah.
July on the Nifty, it has diverged immediately, which just
Right.
shows that the put trading was much more aggressive in Nifty than Bank Nifty. If you go
Right.
back to the Bank Nifty one, there it didn't happen early. It took some time for
Yes.
it to diverge. But in Nifty, the signal was immediate. And you can see this
Yes.
PMNSE, it went up immediately.
In fact, it is quite interesting. If you look at the Nifty chart, it was
Yeah,
sideways for almost first 45 minutes.
yes,
But the put OI change indicated bullishness. So it gave
yeah,
enough time to go long. I mean, it was not something which you had to chase. That is what I'm saying.
yeah, exactly. So it gives you time to enter and also exit. For example, after here it went in sideways mode. Maybe you could have
Yeah.
exited or you have moved your stop loss. Something like that. See, for example, when it goes into sideways mode, you can simply move your stop loss up or tighten your
Yeah.
stop loss. So these are many
Or
things that you can do.
convert it into a spread by selling a out of the money call.
Yeah. So as you know, I mean, just by discussing itself, when we are discussing together, we are
So many
getting so
possibilities.
many ideas.
Yeah.
So imagine that how many things you can do using this. I mean, the potential is unlimited here, at
Yeah.
least on intraday basis. So now the positional thing is something, you can have your own ideas and all those things, but just on intraday day itself, the trading itself. So personally, I don't trade intraday because I don't get much time because of involvement in Opstra. But this is something I wanted to do for our viewers who always wanted to have something on intraday basis or also weekly options. So you have asked, so and you got now. So now you can see what is the potential of this kind of data in the trading. And one more thing, AP, is that we have seen this with all strikes, right? Now
Yeah.
you can also do with particular strikes. I'm not showing for the 15 July. For
Yeah.
example, if I want to do, I don't want to go with all the options, but I want to go with only at the money options. For example,
Okay.
three options. For example, 15,900, right? So
Yeah. Yeah.
15,900 and one strike here and there, something
Okay.
like this. Okay. So I choose this
Yeah.
and then I can add them. Okay. So this will give me only for that particular strikes. So it is not all strikes, but only some strikes. So the information can be different here. So here it is from the beginning itself, it's showing sideways movement
Yes.
throughout. Only later time point it has shown that the call writers have took over. So
Yeah, basically,
So it's up to
for
you
someone
that,
trading intraday, I
yeah.
think this will be a better option to go with limited expiry, limited strike prices.
Yeah, so it's totally up to them how
Yeah.
they want to use, whether they want information of only the close to the money strikes, or you can use all the strikes because the information can
Yeah,
be
I think
totally
the
different.
the key the key is people should not just blindly follow what we are talking. You should observe it for, let's say, a week or so, maybe even 2 weeks, and then you can decide how you can trade it, because this is just a tool. This is not giving buy and sell arrows or anything like that. So you can
Yeah,
interpret it yourself and decide what you want to trade: buy call, buy put, short put, short straddle, short strangle, covered call, whatever. So there are
yeah,
endless possibilities, like we said, but you have to decide finally what can be traded and when it should be traded.
exactly. So it's
Yeah.
totally up to you on how you want to trade this. The information is there right in front of you, gets every updated every 3 minutes, and you can take a decision based on how this is moving, how this
Yes.
put open interest and call open interest is moving. And you also have the PCR. If you don't want to use PE minus C, you can also P PCR. It's also behaving pretty much like PE minus C. There's
Yes.
not a big
Much of a difference.
difference. So choose the information and trade accordingly. As AP said, he already gave you so many ideas just by looking the chart. You can go long option, short option, straddle, strangle, short straddle, short strangle. If it goes sideways, and uh, and then spreads. If you want to
Yes, correct.
have a stop loss, if it goes sideways, for example, if you are a long call option here, and if it's sideways, then you can make it into a spread by selling a far out of the money call option, for example, or you could I don't know. I mean, there's so many options. I'm just thinking out loud here. So it's, and also,
In
like, for
fact,
example,
I
I
would
said,
just one thing. I mean, we have talked about at least five, six different ways of trading this. I
yeah,
would love if some user who is sort of experienced in this would maybe come out with some new types of trading from this. Everyone will benefit. So, of course, you can reply on Twitter or on the comment section in YouTube, or
yes,
to us by email.
yes. Yeah, I mean, maybe also, maybe we can do someday some kind of live trading session using this to see
Yes.
how we can use this kind of information. I mean, of course, we are also new. We are not an experts here. But after observing maybe like, a few weeks, maybe we can try and do a live session and see whether we can get a handle on this kind of information. So
Yeah,
as
it is.
AP said,
It is like that. It is like that Swiss knife. There are 15,
yeah,
20 different kinds of gadgets. That Swiss knife. So you don't know which one to use where. So it depends on everyone's interpretation.
yeah, exactly. So as AP said, I mean, this is not a indicator or not something buy or sell signal, but it is totally up to you how you want to use this information. I mean, we have gave some ideas here, but I know that many people are much smarter and they will come up with their own ideas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so there's many smart people out there. If you got an idea and you have observed this, and if you want to share with other people, you can share. If you tag us, and we will amplify that kind of information, so that other people can also benefit from this. So that is one thing. And AP, if you also go, and one more interesting thing is here is that different
Hmm.
different expiries have different kind of behavior. For
Yes.
example, here we saw in 22nd July, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me add. This is 22nd July. So we can also drag and drop this thing. So we go to 22nd July. It is like this, and the behavior might be different on 29th July expiry.
Oh yes, definitely. In fact, I have seen even in TOI, the
Yeah.
weekly TOI and monthly TOI sometimes act differently, and that gives enough knowledge to you what is the move. I mean, it is only restricted to this expiry and not for the monthly. Like, it is really revealing.
Yes, exactly. Actually, I need to
Yeah,
show on 15th July. Actually, this is 15th July. Sorry. So I had. So let's delete to avoid confusion. So this is 29th July, and then I add 22nd July, and then
yeah,
I add 15th July. Right. So
yeah.
15th July, you can see how it is looking. It initially it gave clear signal on how the market is going to go, and this is 22nd July, and as you can see, it's slightly different. So here it is going in the same direction on 15th July. See, the behavior is totally different. This is the one on its expiry, 15th July expiry.
Yes.
It's parabolic because at the end,
Yeah.
people are all covering their trades, their intraday trades, because it is on expiry. Because there is not much premium left, so they will cover all their trades. And this
Now
is
this
26
gives me another idea of a calendar spread based on the two
an intraday.
different.
Okay. Yeah, that's also possible. And then 29th July. Yes, nothing is happening here. Flat. I mean, if you go to Puto exchange, maybe you will see some difference, but it's pretty flat. So
Yeah.
each expiry has its own uniqueness because the buildup is at what is happening. Happy is that now the open interest in the weeklies is much higher than in
Yes.
monthly.
Correct.
So the action is totally different from expiry to expiry. So if you are going
I
to
know.
trade, you can also use this divergence in information. What is happening in one expiry, like you said, calendars was also good. That's a good idea based
Yeah.
on the behavior. So one in one calendar, in one expiry, it is behaving differently. In another expiry, it is behaving differently. So can you use that information difference in behavior, that information, can you use to do this in calendars, for example? So
Yeah.
use that kind of information, and as AP suggested, to come up with your own ideas, observe and do what you would like to do. And we will also observe this information for over 1 month or so. And we can also do some kind of live trading kind of thing, so that we can also share our experience over maybe like over 2 weeks or 1 month, 1 month or so. And we could do something like that. That
Yeah.
will be interesting. So that's all I wanted to share on how to use this information of the open interest. Now you have
Yeah. I
open
think
interest, so much of open interest information. You have open interest charts, you have total open interest, put call dynamics. You have OI charts in the form of charts. Then you have PCR, straddles, option chain, options activity. So, I mean, it's unlimited for the users on how to use this information. Intraday, positional, whatever you want to do.
it's an
Yes,
overdose
AP?
of open interest now.
Yeah, who does have open interest? Now, I mean, we have covered all these topics. Total open interest. Also, we talked in. We did a separate session, so you can go and check on that how to use that. Yeah. So it's up to users how they want to use this information.
Yeah, I think so. This is a brilliant tool, and as we discussed, in fact, all the viewers might be must have noticed that we immediately came up with ideas of how it can be traded. We, in fact, there were about 6, 7 different trading ideas which we came up with. So, of course, you can use this information and then try to interpret the charts based on how they are moving from Monday onwards. I would still suggest, even if you are confident, observe it for a few days. It depends on your level of confidence. It should not be overconfidence. Observe it for a few days and then start trading it once you are confident enough to start trading. But then this is from my end, I can immediately recognize that this is a brilliant tool and it can give very good an edge to improve your trading, even if it is intraday trading, because I mean, not everyone is an intraday trader, but whoever is can definitely benefit out of them. In fact, I would suggest even positional traders who don't have anything to do during the day, who just keep passing time on Twitter, they can also try their hand on intraday trading.
Yeah. Yeah. No, as AP said, don't bet everything on this. So observe it for a few weeks or few months and trade very small, gain confidence on this system, develop your own system or whatever, and then use it as a proper trading system if you would like.
Yeah. Okay, that's all from our side, and I think this is definitely going to be a very useful session for everyone. And spend time on understanding what we have talked about, and then spend time on this in the live market. So that will definitely help you. Thank you, and bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.